Welcome back, everybody, to the Backstage Boys Podcast, episode number 82. Live again, Twitch and YouTube. This is Trent, my co-host,
Basil.
And we are here with another live episode, guys, because we don't watch Raw. So we're here doing this instead. No. That's what we do. So, so what's going on?
Especially now for me, I definitely don't watch Raw.
Nobody's watching. Yeah, unfortunately. Well, I mean, even our guest tonight is not watching. Because he's joining us here, which is shocking. I thought they watch everything. But either way, what's going on, man? It's we live in a snow globe, Basil.
Bro, for the last 2 weeks straight, it has been snowing pretty much nonstop. Like, I think we've maybe had like a day or two of it breathing, and then it's like, okay, let's snow again.
Dude, it's bananas out there.
Dude,
right
it
now.
took me an hour to get home from work today, and I work 30 minutes from home.
Dude,
I was driving so slow. Like, that's all you had to do is just be careful. But yeah, dude, I'm just happy I'm going to. I never thought I would say this in a pandemic world, but I'm happy I'm going to Florida tomorrow.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's great you're going to Florida. That's awesome. I want to do this. We didn't get the setup. We have our guests. They're in the backstage area. I see them. I see you guys back there. They can hear me. I know they can hear me. So they're just tell them to hang on. You guys got a few minutes. Hang out. Because we didn't get to talk about something last week. And I want you to just
mention. What was
that? You had some stuff you wanted to discuss.
Did I?
Week. Yeah, I think so.
What happened?
Something happened. Let's
something. Yeah, Jake Something debuted as Jake Something finally. Thank God.
Jake Something.
Took forever, brother. Brother. We just need to get Karam in there, and then we're good.
That'd be nice. I
mean, I have no say in that anymore.
But yeah,
whatsoever.
But go ahead and you want to talk about? You want to mention?
No, I mean, basically, yeah. Well, basically, I'm no longer shooting at the present time. I mean, nothing in wrestling is forever. We all know this.
Nothing means nothing.
Nothing means nothing, brother.
That's right.
But yeah, I have departed Impact Wrestling, and I will be going forward in the meantime with AEW, with All Elite Wrestling. And it's very surreal, and I'm very happy, and I'm very proud. And there was a lot of sacrifices to get to this stage. Like, I've dabbled with AEW since before there was even a name for Dynamite. Like, before
you had an affair. You
didn't have an affair. I was freelance, bro. Freelance. You had
a one night stand. You met at a bar. You had a one night stand.
The thing with freelancing, brother, is you just kind of get to do whatever you want. I mean, I'm still technically freelance now. I mean, it's just now my place of employment. I just have a little bit more frequent of a work. I mean, I can't say more consistent because I was at every Impact loop since the pandemic. Last week, or this past week, was it this week? Yeah, last week was the first Impact loop I missed since the start of the pandemic. Do I get to keep my Trek? Yeah, I get to keep the Trek suit. You see this drawer right there? It's sitting right in there.
I can have it now, right?
No.
Damn.
Not after what I did to it.
Oh, come on. I do have a cool new T-shirt thanks to my friend Scott. Again, Creepy World, St. Louis. Thank you, Scott.
No.
Anyway.
It's still a comfortable tracksuit. I'm just, yeah.
All right, so he's with AEW now.
I'm with AEW. Literally, as the hashtag says, I'm with AEW. Very happy to be over there. I was happy that I did everything on my own terms. Like, there was no firing. There was no bad blood. There was no crazy bullshit or whatever. It was just, sometimes you just got to move on. And I'm glad I made that decision myself. And to be honest, I made that decision, and there wasn't like an offer for me on the table or anything like that. It wasn't. Everything was circumstantial with what happened over there with AEW. So it was just timing. Everything is timing, guys. I mean, I cannot stress how being in the right place at the right time it really does make a difference. And it's something that we're going to talk about with the unicorns today, because they're everywhere all the time. Like,
this is the lead in right here.
I mean, this is how they operate. They're at all the shows all the time. And it's just that I really feel like if you're selective with your work, you're limiting your options. Because there was a lot, I mean, Trent, there was a lot of shows that I've gone to, a lot of stuff that I shot wasn't particularly the most excited about, but I was shooting wrestling. And at the end of the day, that's all I really cared about.
True.
I didn't care who was on there. I mean, I remember doing a show with Rascals versus the American version of Chaos with Rocky, Osprey, and Red. And then the next day I shoot the smaller indie show, which I still had fun at. But like, you know what I mean? Like, to me, it's just another day on the job. It's shooting wrestling. Like, it was just practice for me at this point.
That's awesome, man. I'm glad you're happy. I'm glad you just keep expanding your resume. But speaking of a big resume, Basil,
brother,
our guest right now, probably make more towns now, even through a pandemic, than Ric Flair made when he was the NWA champion.
They make more towns than wrestlers. Let's be honest here, brother.
I'm gonna bring them in. You guys better be ready. We're bringing you in right now. Here we go, guys. We're bringing two of our really good friends. We love these guys. This is family. This is Chicago family.
These are our little brothers over here.
They are. They're our little brown brothers. We're gonna bring them in right now.
Yeah, everybody Brown Squad. What up?
Brown Squad coming in. Everybody knows them. If you don't know them, you're gonna know them right now. Let's bring them in.
If you don't know them,
Wrestling with Unicorns.
Hey, what up, boys?
What's up, guys? How you doing? I miss you guys.
I miss you guys. Yeah, I miss you guys too.
Man, it's been so long since I've seen you too.
I think the last time I saw Martine was Collective in October.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, that was the last time.
And then I saw you in November, last AAW show before we got shut. So It feels like forever. But man, you guys are still making towns though. You're still doing your thing. You guys are out there. But I want to do. But before we do anything else, I want you to tell. Tell the audience who you guys are, each of you, what Wrestling Unicorns is.
Make them say your fucking name.
Yes, make them say
Heisenberg on this shit, Martine. Heisenberg on this shit.
Put it out there, bro. Like, who for those who don't know, how would you describe what Wrestling Unicorns is?
Wrestling Unicorns is it's a social media brand for wrestling. We honestly take clips for promotions to help promotions and help wrestlers with like exposure and helping them expand themselves from their like regular areas to like a bigger scene. And we mostly take clips for like any wrestling show that like they want us. Yeah, that's pretty much it. You want to see something?
No, yeah, that's pretty much it. I just hopped in Wrestling Unicorns like a couple of weeks after he made it.
I thought you were about to say a couple of weeks ago. I was like, what? I was like, what the hell have you been doing these last few years, brother?
Porn you were watching. You were there for a long time.
Yeah, I just jumped on after Martine did all the hard work.
That's always bullets around, so it's fine.
That's awesome. That's awesome. No, listen, you guys. So for anybody who, honestly, if you guys are on Twitter and you guys see clips like of like a high spot, any major indie show, it's most. And if you look at the bottom, like who people retweeted it from, or they just like shared the clip directly from, most likely it's these guys. It'll always say W_W_ unicorns. That's who does it. And can you guys just name off all the promotions you've done clips for? Just see if you can remember all of them. Let's
Trent. It's Trent. It's a 1.5 hour podcast. Just keep that in mind.
Gamer Change Wrestling, Freelance Wrestling, Freelance Underground Wrestling, AAW,
Evolve,
CSW, Gali, Lucha Libre,
Gali, yeah,
Berwyn Championship Wrestling,
Glory Pro Wrestling,
Black Label, Shikara.
You guys did Chikara? When did you guys do Chikara? I didn't even know you did Chikara.
In New York.
What? I didn't
Look
even
at
know
these
that.
guys. Chikara comes to Logan Square Auditorium for years, and then he's like, "Where'd you do Chikara at?" I went to fucking New York.
I had no idea you guys did Chikara too. All right,
Sit
keep
the
going.
fuck down, Trent.
I'm down. I'm down.
Loco. And recently, this past weekend, I did Pale Pro. Warrior Wrestling too. Wrestling Revolver.
Oh yeah, shit, man.
CSW.
Yeah, we did CSW.
Let me see. A Warrior you've talked about.
MLW.
You guys have done. Shimmer, Rise, you guys have done.
Rise and Shimmer, no. Zello.
You never did Rise or Shimmer, huh?
No, we didn't.
That's interesting, right?
Politics.
Typical wrestling politics.
Politics, brother.
We did that one Impact show in
All Glory, I think that one.
Yeah, All Glory.
And
the one in
Indiana.
Indiana too.
That's right. You guys did a Prelude to Glory and All Glory.
Yeah.
The Power Florida weekend. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Damn, dude, you guys have literally
just
done
a couple places.
Yeah, just a few. Amateurs, only a couple.
ICW, ICW Knuckle Bar.
Oh, yeah.
ICW also too. Shit, man. Who haven't you done?
And then, have you done CCW?
No.
Freelance. I don't know if you count those when they.
No, that doesn't count. That doesn't count. No. Don't count that as CCW. It's fine. Just never add that one actually to your rep. You know what I mean?
A lot of them are either like double headers in some of the companies.
Yeah, fucking cop collars. You don't need that shit.
Yeah.
That's awesome, dude. I'm so proud of you guys, man. That's incredible because I see you guys traveling. I mean, you could travel, all the stuff during the pandemic. You're getting clips, which is very rare because barely people are running shows, and you guys are out there getting clips. It's crazy how this has grown. And when did it start? What year officially? 2017?
It was 2016, February 19, 2016. That's the official day that Wrestling Unicorn was born.
Nice. What was the first show?
The first show was AAW.
That's right. February 19th.
You knew that.
2016. Yeah, because he was the guy making clips. I'm like, who the fuck is this guy clipping our show?
I remember I saw Martine because this is before like Wrestling with Unicorns was like official, I think.
Yeah.
And you see Martine just standing with his camera, like sitting. Him and his brother were front row at like Bourbon Street typically. And he was just recording.
Stage, right? You guys always did stage before, right?
It was always stage before, yeah. And he was just sitting there recording. I was like, why the fuck is this kid just recording the entire show? Like, is he live streaming? Because we dealt with those issues a lot at AEW. I would catch people live streaming the show, and I'd make them turn off their live streams. I was like, the hell are you doing, dude? We're trying to sell tickets here. Like, stop giving away the show for free.
I honestly I remember this so clearly. This was April of 2016, and we went to Joe's Live. What was it? Yeah, Joe Live.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
That wasn't the greatest show, but it was like such an exciting show.
Was that Riddle versus AR Fox in the main event?
No, it was
Pentagon.
Penta versus AR Fox. That's what it was.
That's the thing. Like the card was like not like a banger card, but the excitement of Joe's Live was really cool, man. That was such a great show for AEW.
Someone else.
For what?
At the match, but I don't know if I can say his name.
Say his name.
That's all right. Say his name.
Who?
Yeah, I can say. I mean, the guy.
You can say Elgin's name.
It's like the guy exists.
Yeah, like just because he was at the show doesn't mean like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you guys are technically historians more than anything because you guys are recording all these clips and getting different angles.
If you have to worry about everybody who got canceled, you wouldn't even have a job.
You wouldn't. Yeah, you guys would be like, oh, we have to go back and delete this and delete that.
I'm gonna start clipping like little league games now.
You guys have to go back like 8,000 tweets or some shit.
Yeah, and like that was a show that I actually met Trent there, and Trent he just randomly went up to me and he started like talking to me and asking me about like Wrestling with Unicorns or like what like I was doing exactly, and then like I gave him a whole like rundown and he was like, oh, that's pretty cool. He goes, yeah, just keep it to like a certain limit and just like don't show finishes and stuff. And that was like the first time I ever talked to somebody from AAW. And then just Trent just gave me like the rundown of what like not to do and what to do. And then from there, boom, it's like we started having a great relationship with you guys.
Yeah, I mean, I think eventually you guys even started doing the Snapchat, right? Like we gave you the login to Snapchat and everything, and
Snapchat too for a bit.
There's a good amount of shows where it's just me and Martine ringside too, because I would just be doing the photos and then he does the videos. So
because me and Basil have like honestly, we think about it, we have done like almost every company together, like almost.
Yeah, it was literally because you and I both, we didn't care what company that we were shooting for. We just wanted because I felt like you just like doing everything, and that's just your motto, and I appreciate that, and I don't know how you fucking do that without dying, because like you just did that 24-hour show, and I don't know, like I'm still shocked.
You guys did the whole 24 hours?
We had to take a break because it was cold. That place was super cold.
Because the heater broke or something like that, right?
Yeah, there was no heaters. We were behind behind us was like the door, the main entrance, but it had a crack.
Oh my god!
It was super cold, and the cold was coming in behind your back. So you were like recording and like trying to be warm. Like there was point that I was hoping I was not getting frostbite on my toes.
Oh my god!
Jesus. Yeah, and there was just every show we would. I mean, I felt like with how late I got into the game with everything, I was just like, I just need to shoot everything. Like that was just me. I was just like, I don't care who's on the show, how many matches are on the show. I just need to shoot the show. I just need to get better. That's all I cared about. And then you were doing basically the same thing too, and you would try to buy better equipment, get gimbals, get better stabilizers, get better phones. You would get robbed on a train and then buy another phone.
Yeah.
Shit!
Yeah, dude.
19, and then like that night I bought a phone because like the only reason why I bought a phone that same night was because AAW was the next night.
Oh man, damn, dude.
I was like, I need the clips. So I'm like, let me buy a phone that same night, and I bought the phone just for that.
Baller.
I had AEW the next night.
I remember when you guys first started getting buzz around like 2017, really like where it started getting around. I remember Mike Petkovich came up to me. He's like, "What's this unicorn guys?" And I was like, "Well, here's what they do." I give him the whole breakdown. He goes, "I don't get the name. What's with the name?" And I'm like, actually, I don't know. I don't know what the name is. And he's like, it's like a 4 Horsemen thing, but like nicer. And I was like, I don't know. I don't know. And I don't think I ever asked you guys. So I think a lot of people are curious about the name. Let's talk about the name.
It's funny because everybody like asked me the name, and then on Saturday, I gave somebody like the same explanation of the name because this person was asking me, they're like, "Hey, like, why Wrestling Unicorns?" And then I always tell everybody the reason why I chose Wrestling Unicorns is to be something different. It's like we were so used to seeing the suplex podcast or the power drivers and kneecaps or like anything like so macho,
Right.
Separate ourselves from there. I wanted to be unique. When you saw the name Wrestling Unicorns, I wanted you to like go online and like search us online and see like what we were about, And that's why like that was the first thing I wanted. I wanted us to be different with a different name, different people. It's like especially it's so much at the time. It's like about like 4 or 5 years ago. It was still like the whole machismo thing, like very like masculine names and stuff. And then people started seeing us because it was different, and that's why like we consider ourselves different, and that's why we have done so much to us to like honestly separate ourselves from the other people who do clips nowadays or do GIFs nowadays, like we're trying to separate ourselves from them because we are our own people,
Yeah,
I mean, it stands out
with the branding. It completely makes sense. That's why I was like, do I want to drop the, because I've had this BZ nickname since I was a kid, and I was like, do I want to drop it? Nah, let me just keep it because everyone has their name, blah blah blah, photography. You know what I mean? I didn't want to do that, and it's like if you look at like all like the cool people have like dope ass names and stuff like that. So
it stands out for you guys because everybody, you don't forget it. You're like, what the hell's a unicorns? Like, what does that mean? But you don't forget it. That's the cool thing. And the logo is cool as shit. So anybody doesn't see the logo, it's
Logo
in the
is dope as hell.
I'm gonna
they
show
have
you
multiple.
guys.
They have multiple logos, but I think this one's their main one.
That one's our main one. Because it was like I grew up like a scene kid. You know, it's like I like those like band T-shirts and like heavy metal and like all that whole like emo stuff like going on growing up. And then like once I wanted to like with design, I wanted to like make an homage of that, you know, like the whole like emo scene stuff. So that's the reason why that zombie came up.
I love it. That logo is so cool. It's such a badass logo. And we'll plug the stuff later, and we'll show people where they can get merch and stuff too. But no, dude, it's so cool. It stands out, and then people don't forget it. Everybody really truly remembers that. And I swear, man, I think all the clips you guys have shared. The cool thing is, do you guys ever see this? I'll ask you both. Do you guys ever see it where like old clips? I'm talking like a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. All of a sudden, you get the notification it got shared, or you're like, man, they're still floating around, or they're still getting likes. Does that happen?
Yeah. Recently, it happened with a couple years ago, like 2 years, 3 years ago. PCO he did a tombstone with a choke slam in a GCW, and that video was buzzing in 2018. And out of nowhere, I saw the video going around again. I was like, wow, it's like somebody literally like dig into our stuff to find that video.
Yeah.
Like I was like, man, it's like we have uploaded so many clips since like 2018 to now, and like somebody digging through our stuff to find a clip like that's crazy.
That's something related to that too. Like you see the camera quality, how it gets better and better.
That's what I noticed for sure.
Yeah.
Because I saw from the beginning to like how you guys have, man, you're like 4K quality now, and like
it was
Did you work with them on this, Basil?
That was so. This has never been talked about publicly, I think, before. But when Martin is with me at shows, I look over his shoulder a lot, and I'll tell him to get like a better angle for something because, I mean, I may not be the best photographer, but I always I like specific angles for certain things. Or I would pull Martin. Like I will pull him by the back of his neck. I don't care. Like I treat him like if I know that he's in danger or something,
grab from the back.
I will grab whoever's in front of me. If I see them, they're about to die. Because for me, I know when to move. Like I can move in an instant, and I know when shit's coming. Some people don't, so I'll just pull them. But yeah, I was teaching like especially when Martin got the new cameras or the new phones or whatever. I was like, yo, this is what you can do, blah blah blah. Because I mean, I'm the phone guy as well, so it kind of helps with that in that department. So, but yeah, that's when the 4K 60 the 60 frames were coming in. So, and then he was able to do slow motion with that and stuff. So
it was different. It was mostly because of Basil that like he taught me like the settings and which one will be perfect for what. You know, it's like and like ever since then, that's why like I have upgraded like phones, and like Jonathan has the 12
Pro Max.
Pro Max.
Like, the camera is crazy now.
Dude, it's so nice.
I got the 12 Pro, and dude, it's like the camera's insane.
Yeah, I'm rocking the Pro Max over here.
Yeah, I have an 11.
Dude, and then but real talk, because now with the raw camera feature on this thing, I'm taking photos backstage that wrestlers are posting because I can do raw files right off my phone really quick. Like I got this really sick. I don't know if Kip has posted it on any of his social medias yet, but I got this really sick shot of Kip Sabian like skateboarding like down like a hallway that I did that I thought was really good, and I was able to like edit it properly, like kind of like how I would on my camera. But for quick shots and stuff like that, like Eddie Edwards did that for the barbed wire massacre. Like he had this barbed wire picture that he did that I was able to do. So I mean, there's a lot of stuff that you can do on the phones now that if you just take the time, like here's the Eddie Edwards one.
Ooh, that's
right
cool,
here.
though.
Yeah, he posted that before that, like we were just getting random shots and stuff like that. And then I think I deleted the Kip. Yeah, I don't have the Kip one on my
So
phone
let me
anymore.
ask you guys, it's all on the phone, like, and you guys put a lot of clips, so it's a lot of typing, setting up the text, because I do it a lot for all the stuff, and then, man, though, so much time goes into typing all this shit out.
Yeah, it's like honestly, like I like it takes me okay. So like what I do to like upload clips. So like I sit down in my desk in my office, or if not, if I want to be comfortable, I go lay down in my bed. You know, like I fix the pillows. I turn the TV. And like okay, it's time to upload clips, and then I start like copy and pasting. Like copy and pasting is your best friend.
Yeah,
Copy and paste. I'm like copy and paste, and then like I make sure that everything's correct. All the hashtags, all the tags, all the wrestlers, everything. Make sure like they're correct. And then like if I don't know certain people's like social media, I go and ask the promoter, or I ask the wrestler's opponent. I'm like, hey, like, do you know this guy's Twitter or this guy's Instagram? Like, do you know it? And then like if they do, I just go back and I fix it and stuff. And like I like the main thing I do is I make sure that give them exposure. That's the mission of Wrestling Unicorn, is giving the wrestler and the promotion and the place where you can watch the whole show exposure. That's the main thing. You know, it's
that's something that a lot of
Big
wrestlers still have not picked up yet.
like what you guys do exactly.
You like just in general, like I feel like if a wrestler's posting on social media, every post should have one of four things. It should have obviously tagging the company, tagging whoever's involved in the match, hashtags, and then if there's a link to the show or an pay-per-view buy, that needs to be in every freaking tweet that's involved with the show. And I don't think that happens enough. But you guys do it. You guys will
Every
link.
time you
You guys will link to the show. You guys will post the hashtag of the show. Wrestling with Unicorns hashtag, I think you guys do as well, or whatever, just so it's people can find your stuff. And then obviously you're tagging the wrestlers in the promotion. So it's stuff like that that everybody in this business needs to do. And I think if you really want your work shown, you need to master social media. Yes, social media is a pain in the butt. Like, I think everybody who's good at social media hates social media because it's annoying, but that's like the only way to really just to get past it, to get that audience.
Yeah, honestly, that's what like I always bug wrestlers. You know, like in the back, every time I see a wrestler, I'm like, hey, like, you have a Twitter? They're like, no. I was like, you need one. I was like, you have no, yeah, you have an Instagram? No. I was like, you need one too. I was like, make social media. I was like, you're gonna need social media, because I was like, now that's the big way of people knowing who you are, like, because of social media. You know, it's like that's what, like, earlier today, like I was talking to a couple of wrestlers that I took clips from this past weekend, and like once I started uploading their clip, like they were getting a bunch of followers on Instagram. You know, like they were getting a bunch of followers, and I was like, yeah, you know, like that's why you need social media, because of us, that's a lot of people seeing your stuff. You know, it's like we have on Instagram 19.2 followers on Instagram alone. You know,
2,000 followers. Yeah,
and then on Twitter we have 15.1K too.
That's crazy. There's promoters, there's wrestlers who don't even have that kind of following. That's crazy, man.
And it's all organic too.
Amazing. I'm so proud of you guys, man. Both of you are. That's amazing.
You know, like that's what like it feels like networking around the wrestling business is important. You know, it's like helping each other is important. But like a lot of people, they don't do that. You know, it's like they don't want to help.
Crazy.
You know, it's like a great example, like Basil. You know, it's like he has helped me a lot for the past, like, I've known him for what, like 4 years now, like
5 years or something like that, maybe.
We're all going on like 5 years, all of us. Yeah.
Yeah, and like Basil have like legit, like I've never spoke about this, but like he had legit helped me in situations where like I didn't know what to do. Like there was a situation at a show where like they like kicked me out from like ringside. You know?
Oh, yeah.
What show was that?
What was this? That wasn't Evolve, was it?
It was a Warrior.
No, okay. So the Warrior situation, that was very early on, and I had to speak to Steve about that one. I was like, because it was just the problem with the only problem with Warrior Wrestling is especially now with the Stadium Series, was everyone felt like, because of the names that they bring in, the issue, and GCW faces the same problems, and I'm sure ICW does as well, is it's because everyone brings these big names, everyone feels like it's an open invite to become a photographer. And what you have to do, if you want to be in that role, and I did this all the time, like when I was starting to shoot at AEW shows from the crowd, first I would ask the promoter. I asked Danny. I went up, I'm like, hey, is it okay if I'm taking pictures? Ask that, like, build that respect right away. Shoot, and then you will be asked to work, because there will be days that people do not show up to work. Yeah. Like, there are days that people do not show up to work, and if you're there and you're ready, people will use you. Because I don't know how many situations that Martina's been in, or I've been in, or Trent yourself have been in, where if someone doesn't show up, you have to step in for an extra role. Like, I'm sure at AEW, when there's been times when people haven't showed up and you have to do a little bit extra that day or something like that. Yeah, of course. And, or like you stepped up at Impact or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, you have to always be ready, and you have to be respectful, and you have to make, you can't just say, hey, I do this, hire me.
Right.
You know what I mean? You have to show your medium in their environment. That's what they care about, especially in indie wrestling. That's all that matters.
Yeah, exactly. And like, I totally agree with Basil. You know, it's like you have to be respectful. You have to ask for permission. A promoter one time, he pulled me outside and he told me, he goes, man, like, you do everything at the right way. He goes, man, like, you do something that, like, a lot of
you do. You guys are respectful to everybody. I've never seen either of you be rude to anybody or arrogant, never cocky. Some people come in there like they own the place. You guys are always so respectful to everybody. Thank you. Not getting in the way, and just doing a good job.
You know, it's like there've been situations where, like, I've been in the way, you know, but then, like, I apologize because I was like, dude, like, I know I like messed up, you know, because like all the mistakes that I did was in the beginning of all this, you know, it's like, because I didn't knew that, like, you can go into hard camp, you know. It's like, I remember Basil told me one time, he goes, get the fuck out of the way. I'm like, hard camp right there.
Why are you so mean to him?
Because being on hard camera is the biggest pet peeve, even when I was on the indies, because I just had to drill. I'm like, if you want to get hired by someone on TV, get the fuck out of hard camera. And I always am just like, stay off of hard cam. And if you do that, and you can get every other angle you need. Yeah. Like, there's very little times when you can get the hard cam, and that's typically like super end of the show. Like, I don't think anybody has ever seen me shoot on hard cam, like it down at ringside. Yeah, Chris, you're late. What the hell, dude?
Compadre Chris is late to the show.
We gave him an impromptu show last week, and he's late to this week.
Yeah, he was the last minute guest. He just jumped in last week.
Yeah, when you were in Ego's Way, and you got, dude. So Martine kayfabes me on this one.
Yeah. Wait, what happened?
So at one of the Warrior shows, I just see Martine just taking kendo stick shots, like, to the left of me, and I'm like legit worried. I was just like, the hell? I don't remember this being talked about.
I remember, like, Basil, like, I
almost jumped down on him and, like, to start taking the kendo shots myself.
I was in the ground.
Yeah.
And then Basil grabbed my hand and he goes, Martine, squeeze it 2 times if you're okay.
Because that's what you do. If, like, so what I used to do on indies, when, like, if there was like a bad ref or something like that, I would go to the wrestler and you're supposed to squeeze your hand, and that's how you know you're good.
Yeah.
And whatchamacallit? And so I did that with Martine because nobody was checking on Martine. I was like, Martine, are you dead?
He's dead.
I told him, like, no, I'm good.
And I was like, all right, cool. And then Ego pushed me away. Yeah.
He was like, oh shit.
That's funny.
I was worried about my little brother dying.
No, you know, like I told, I'm gonna be honest. You know, like, what hurt me the worst was that smack, like smack in the face. That was the hardest smack I ever been smacked in my life. You know, it's like that one like kind of threw me out. I was like, what the fuck just happened? And then like the candlesticks didn't really hurt, except like a couple of them, like all the last ones, those hurt because like the book bag went up. It went up.
Oh my god!
And your shirt went up too.
Yeah, and my shirt went up too, and he just kept on smacking me in that area.
It was so brutal.
My god. But but that's like, I mean, the growth is crazy, man. So let me ask you this. Let me ask you both. So you start, the first company was AAW, then you start doing the clips for, right?
Yeah.
How did it go from there? Did you start offering to other companies, or they come to you after seeing what you did?
Honestly, they're like, I message Matt Nix from Freelance Wrestling. You know, like I message him and I asked him, hey, like, can I take clips? You know, it's like, hey, like, can I do this? You know, I was offering myself first at him. You know, like I was offering like all promotions our like services. You know, and then he said yes. We took clips for the CCW show versus Freelance. You know, that was our first freelance show. No, that was our second freelance show, because our first freelance show, a lot of people don't know, it was at War Tour 2016, because Freelance had a show at War Tour in Tinley Park.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and we were there, and like
oh, you guys did that one, huh? Oh yeah, I remember. I forgot that they did that. Okay, yeah.
And there's a video somewhere on YouTube where like you see me and Jonathan walking by behind Mustafa Ali, like he was doing an interview, and then you see me and him walking, and like I stop and like wave at the camera, and then I just walk by. That was our first freelance, but then Freelance versus CCW was our second, and then from there, GCW was the third one.
Interesting show about the War Tour is the scene. It was the same night as AEW.
Oh yes! Oh my!
So we did a double header.
Oh my god!
Really?
That was Mustafa versus Marty.
Yes.
And that was at the Warped Tour, and that was earlier in the day, and then that's when Marty went to AAW and wrestled at Bourbon Street that night.
Yeah.
Yep.
I missed that show because I wasn't there for that one.
Yeah, I wasn't
there for that one. That's
dude,
one I missed.
That day was brutal. I was just a fan then, but that was brutal shit still, because it was so hot that day.
Yes, we were so burned. You can see like
we were all just exhausted that day.
But I was like really revving in my face like that day. Like if you go back and see July 23rd, AAW 2016, United We Stand. Like you can see us on stage, and we're burned. Like we both of us are burned.
Really,
dude. United We Stand shows low key
so
used to be the best shows for AAW back in the day. Like those summer shows were lit.
I actually love. I think the card. If you go back and look at the cards of United We Stand, they're like some of the best, but most underrated. Like people never. It's like the best matches, but like those never get talked about. They never. It's always like Lineham, Windy City Classic, Epic. Nobody ever mentions United We Stand. Those are like, I think, some of the best cards Danny ever put together.
That show, Pentagon won the belt.
Yeah, I was so pissed because I missed it, and I can't remember now where the hell I was in July of 16. I was on a trip or something, but I know I missed it for sure, and I cannot remember. I was so bummed out because I'm like, damn man, I missed Penta winning the title.
Yeah, it was a great match, honestly. Like thinking about it now. You know?
God, I miss all those days now. I'm missing it so much to do all this.
And then from there with GCW, 2017 with GCW, we went.
I didn't realize you've been with GCW that long. I thought that was more newer.
We were fans at the time. Like we were like fans.
Okay.
Like, we were trying to get our feet wet. You know, it's like
yeah.
To do everything all the right way. You know, it's like go to the shows, introduce ourselves to the promoters, and like know the guys and stuff. You know, like that's what we were doing. At the time, and then we went to the show in Milwaukee. That was Danny Havitt's last GCW show. So that's what we went all the way to Milwaukee. We were still in college, you know, so like we were like it was a Sunday, and then Monday morning we both had class. Monday morning.
Oh, really?
We got home and we went to sleep because we had class the next night. And then from there, GCW came, and then like the relationship was built, and then Evolve happened too. You know, it's like what happened with Evolve was like I saw somewhere online that they were talking about like if you wanted to sign up for like this like promoter program at the time, you know, like program they have, and then like you basically had to just basically have to pass flyers, or if not, you have to like announce announce your promo code out there so like people can see it, and people can be like, oh, okay, cool, like I see the promo code, and then like let me use it for, it was about like 10% off, you know.
Okay.
And that was how like I started like meeting Gabe Sapolsky. Like I met him at the first Evolve show, and like I just introduced myself to him. You know, it's like I introduced myself to him. I introduced myself to Trevin Adams from Evolve, and
I love Trevin.
Yeah,
Trevin's a good dude. Trevin, not the fondest on Evolve, but Trevin was a good dude.
Yeah, and that's why like to this day, like I still talk to Trevin like once in a while. And like it's not once in a while. It's like once a week. Like I talk to him about like random stuff, wrestling wise, and like he's always telling me, man, like I'm so proud of you because like you're growing so much. You know, it's like he goes, man, like I remember like I met you when you were like basically in a couple companies. You know, it's like he was the one that was like the most important of all of them. You know, like Gabe, like I have so much respect for him. You know, it's like he has always been great and respectful to me. So like I have nothing negative to talk about him. He had helped me a lot too. You know, it's like he was the one that pulled me one show at Evolve. And he told me, he goes, I'm very proud of you for you doing like everything at the right way. You know, it's like
that's awesome.
That day was like, oh my God, like he really sees me trying, you know, like really sees me working hard on this, you know, and that's why like that started like with the whole relationship with Evolve, and then like I was offered a job with them, doing their camera. I did their camera here in Chicago twice, for Evolve, and then the following was for WN Live, and then that was how like the relationship with Evolve happened. You know, like it was just happening because I just took a risk. You know, it's like because like I want to do this like all the right way, and like I want to grow and be able to like do different aspects in the business, you know. So that's why like that grow. And then Galley, you know, like right now, I'm basically the one in charge of the Galley camera. You know, like I'm the camera guy in Galley. You know, it's
and AAW now. We hired you at AAW too now. Like,
yeah.
It's like fuck it, hire him. They know it was on a working camera.
Like it's funny because Mike.
Let me ask you real quick. When you're doing the camera, then John, you're doing the clips. Then if that's how it works, right? That's how usually, because we're still not missing clips either way.
Yeah, like if he does anything like production wise, I just do the clips.
Yeah, cool. That's awesome.
That's the reason why, and that's why like like I remember like once Mike P messaged me. Like I was like, oh my God, I'm like, wow, I'm gonna be officially working with AAW. You know, I was like, I was so happy. You know,
it's like, a big deal, dude. It's a big company.
You know, it's like being able to be under you guys, and then like working with Rob, working with Mike, working with you, Trevor, and then working with Danny, and then working with you, Basil.
Yeah,
like, it was pretty cool, you know, because like I basically grew up in the AAW. You know, it's like I went to my first show. It was an AAW, Logan Square Auditorium 2015. You know, it's like it was Wendy Seeley Classic.
Me and Trent. No, 2015. That's the show where Tommaso broke his nose.
Yes. Yeah.
And
Trent had to go on an airplane that night.
That's why his match was first.
Yeah.
But Trent and I love Windy City Classic 2015 because it was such a pivotal point for the company's history. Like, and I just remember because that was like one of the first few shows I was at Logan Square for, and I just remember thinking that building was so massive for an indie show. And then I remember going back, I was like, it's not that big. I'm like, and then the more you work in it, you're like, this place is fucking cramped. Like, you're like, why is there no space here?
That's the worst part.
So man, I hate ringside around there because it's so small because like everybody pushes the freaking.
What do you mean ringside? You get wrestlers on your lap every show.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
I can tell everybody, you know, like I take it and like I make sure that I know when like there's like certain spots where like they want me to be involved. You know, it's like I always make sure, like we always talk about it, like, hey, like you're gonna like handle this way. You know, like if I go to you this way, like you're gonna cover yourself this way, or like. If you get pushed, like just land on your back. Like make sure like you don't like flip and shit. You know, just land on your back and that's all. Like, and that's why like I always make sure of everything.
I want to ask both of you, how many wrestlers have landed in your lap in the front row at Logan Square Auditorium, and who has been your favorite spot
I know
in your lap?
I know who's his favorite.
Who's his favorite?
Trey Miguel.
Trey Miguel and Zachary Wentz. Like,
Yeah.
I literally like. There's a picture that Basil took. Like, I literally grabbed Zachary Wentz because like Jake something grabbed him and he choke slammed him on us. And then I literally catched him. So I was like, no, like you're not gonna fall, you know.
What about you, John?
The heaviest for me, landed straight on my leg was Moose.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
that's right.
All his weight on my leg, and then like he almost like dislocated my whole hip.
I forgot. I remember that one.
Yeah.
That big
It's
motherfucker,
so brutal.
man. Oof. I remember that shit.
So brutal.
Dude, that I miss it so, man. I miss this shit so much. God
And
damn
this
it.
crowds, like I was talking about earlier today, I was like, I just want crowds back at shit. Like,
Damn.
it's cool, like at AEW, like on the live shows, we have like limited crowd, but it's still like I want that roar. Like, I just miss that, like that huge pop, like because there's a lot of good stuff that's happened in wrestling this year that we just have to wait for like the online reaction to, and it's not the same tangible thing, you know what I mean? Because I've always said that if you're a wrestling fan who watches and you're a wrestling fan who goes to shows, you're two different people. It's two different types of fans. Like, you appreciate it so much more when you're there live. Like, I have had friends who were really into wrestling at all, but they went to like a Mania or something like that. Of course, they go to the big shows because that's just how you get the casuals or whatever. And then they just get hooked onto it. They're like, oh, I want to find other stuff. And I was like, well, I can find you something that's better than it happened at this match at Mania or whatever. And then they get into it, and it's hard to build an audience base without an audience being there live, because so much of wrestling is a live experience thing that you remember and you take home with you, and it gets you excited about the next show. Because I always like. I mean, WWE used to come to Chicago twice a year. Like, we would always be prepared for that. It would be summer, and then you'd have this show the day after Christmas. And then when TNA would come around, and then AEW came around a bunch, and everybody was loving it because it was always something to look forward to. Now it's just like, okay, here's another show. You know what I mean? But you guys kind of help bridge the gap and make it a little bit more interactive than just the normal hard camera, roaming camera, you know what I mean? Like, you guys have that little extra in-depth look to everything. You guys have been doing MVs and stuff like that. I liked when you guys were both shooting and you guys would show the same move or the same spot with two different angles and stuff like that. I thought that was really cool
next
when you
level.
guys did
That's like unicorns from two different angles. Like, oh, what the fuck?
It was great.
It's around,
especially at Logan, because one of you guys would be up on the balcony or something like that. So.
I gotta ask though. I want to ask this part from the wrestlers. Do you have because you have helped grow people's social media accounts, promotions, and you guys have gotten to know everybody wrestler wise. Like, everybody knows you guys. Even the lowest tier dark match guy is like, I'm sure shocked when he's like, you made a clip of me. Like, nobody fucking knows who I am, you know. But like, are people very appreciative of the work? Have they shown that to you guys?
Honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, there have been so many different guys from different tiers of wrestling that have been so grateful. You know, it's like every time, like randomly in the locker room, you know, it's like one of them sees like the shirt, you know, and they're like, "Oh my god, you're wrestling with unicorns!" You know,
yeah.
You know, like, hey, like I'm always gonna remember. Like, I'm always gonna mark out for this moment. When we were at the Collective. Ricky Morton like passed by us, and like Kerry Morton too, you know, like they're like huge fan of us, you know. It's like, and like just going to see their clips, you know, it's like that's so freaking cool for Ricky Morton, the Rock and Roll Express, to like her clips. Like, he even like sometimes randomly just sends me like a random tweets, you know, it's like, hi Wrestling Unicorns, or like, man, Wrestling Unicorns are cool, you know, like. That's something so cool from different wrestlers.
That's nuts.
That can't be bought. That stuff like that's priceless. When you get like certain legends like that, like praising your work or recognizing all the hard work. You guys do a lot of hard work, and you guys do it for the right reasons. You guys don't care who you're shooting. You guys just like to shoot wrestling, and you guys like to put the stuff out there. And promoters see that. Like, promoters can tell when someone's there to get to satisfy their own needs versus not only satisfying their own needs, but satisfying the promoter's needs. And that's there's a huge difference with that. When you can do both instead of just doing one, it's miles better, because I'm sure there's shit that you've shot that you thought was boring or stupid, but you just put it out there anyways because that's what's happened, and then that's your job to put it out there regardless. And people see that because you post everybody. You post from the first match all the way to the main event. It doesn't matter who it is. Like, and that's how it should be. That's if you're there to promote a show or you're there to document a show in whichever way you do, that's how you have to do it. It doesn't matter what your name is. It shouldn't matter, because if you're there for the show, you're there for the entire show. If you're there part of ring crew, you better be there for setup, and you better be there for teardown.
That's what I appreciate about you guys the most, is that you guys, it didn't matter if it's a rookie and it's first match. Like, he gets a clip, that girl will get a clip, that guy's gonna get I mean, you gave everybody such respect and importance that, maybe that is the next big star. And shit, you got their first clip, and then they'll look back and like, man, those guys helped me get my first 100 people to follow me because of that clip, that high spot I did or whatever.
I really have like a very like touching story. It's like,
yeah, tell it.
See, on Sunday when like Desmond and Zach won the Dusty Road Cup, it was like that for me was such a emotional moment, because I have known Desmond like way before he went to AEW. I'm always remember, like, I sent him the clip of the first time he hit the Final Flash. Like the Final Flash, like,
oh yeah,
diving, like corkscrew. That was the first time I sent to him. Like, I almost remember that. And then like,
what promotion was that? Where was that done?
That was for you guys, AEW.
His early days, early days. Okay, wow.
First match in like AEW, because he was involved in a scramble match.
Yes, that was his. Damn, man. That's when he had short hair. He was like very clean cut, less tattoos.
It was the show before. It was I can't remember.
Armando's.
No, the other one. Take No Prisoners. 2016.
2016. That was his first one. 2016. Wow.
2016. Because I remember that because like
damn.
We became friends, and then I saw Zach and I saw Trevor and Trey coming to AEW, and then like that's how we became friends, and then like someone recently who signed with WWE, who like always goes on our page and like likes our videos, like it's Alex Zane. It's like every time I go on Twitter, on my Instagram, I see Alex Zane, the whole like notification.
Really, that's pretty cool.
It's always Alex Zane, and like that's another guy who has always been appreciative of us, and that's why like once guys give us like props like that, like it means a lot, because I'm like, this like we're doing this for you, that we have sacrificed so much in our lives for you guys. Like we don't do this for us, like we don't do it for the clout, we do it because we love this, and we do it because like if we don't do it, there's nobody else gonna do it the right way. Like we do it the right way. We do it with love and passion and heart with this. It's like there's guys right now, it's like they're doing clips now. But the thing is, they do it for the wrong reasons. They do it because, I'm going to be famous on Twitter. Or, I'm going to be famous. No, like honestly, screw you being famous. Like make sure they're famous. It's like make sure that they're the ones getting promoted. They're the ones getting big bookings. It's like if you get bookings, good for you. Like we are so grateful lately. Like we've been getting a bunch of shows lately. Why? Because we have done the right way, and we have done this with love and passion for this. I was like, and that's like I always tell him. I was like, if you love something so much, you're gonna do it. Like if you don't want to do this, don't do it. It's like let someone else do it, because they're gonna do it with more love. Rather than you doing it, we're like, oh man, I don't want to do this shit no more. No, or no, it's like, you'll be happy to be there because you're doing this for them, and they're gonna grow, and they're gonna remember you. Like some of these wrestlers actually remember us.
Everybody knows you guys. Yeah, they all know you guys.
It's crazy because I went to Dallas this past weekend, and then like having a locker room, like I already knew. Like everybody knew me. They're like, "Oh, Wrestling Unicorns. Hey, hi. I saw Will All Day. You know, it was like Will All Day. He came to freelance once in 2018. You know, it was like I haven't seen him in years. And then like he goes, "Hey, what's up? How are you?" You know, like and we were talking about freelance. When the time he did that Tope Suicida on his friend, like he almost literally took the whole like entrance ramp people, moved himself into his best friend because he goes, we're gonna start this with a bang. You know, like they literally started with a bang. You know, it's like I remember Basil was right next to me, and like I told Basil, I'm like, "Hey Basil, he's gonna go, like he's gonna dive," and then Basil was like, "Oh, go." And like it was Basil, me, and the camera guy because I wasn't doing camera work yet for IWTV. And out of nowhere, this guy literally boom, he threw himself. We're like, "Oh my god!" Like, man, this guy's starting hot.
There was something when you were talking about like how you're passionate about, and there's a quote that I live by and that I have saved on my phone. Literally, it's saved right here. Wow. I'll read it out. It's if you're working on something that you really care about, you don't have to be pushed. The vision pulls you, and that's from Steve Jobs. And I truly, truly believe in that quote because it's very easy in wrestling to get discouraged, to get upset. It's it's very easy for that to happen because it takes one bad moment for you to believe that wrestling in general is horrible or whatever. Yeah. And there's a lot of bad shit that we go through. We don't need to all talk about it all the time. You just deal with it, or you deal with it on your own way, or you get it resolved in your own way or whatever. Sometimes it requires some venting, but most of the time with you guys, there's almost none. You guys always handle your shit privately. You guys are always excited to be at shows. You guys, you're proud about your accomplishments. You don't care what other people think about you guys and you being happy. You don't let that bother you because you guys know what you're doing and it's been successful. So nobody else should be able to tell you otherwise on how you guys should manage your own career.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because like every time like I had to vent about something, like Basil's like right next to me, and like I told Basil, you know, I'm like, dude, like this and that, and then Basil's like, dude, like don't worry, like just do your shit, you know, like just do it, you know. It's like different situations where like I have been frustrated, you know, because of certain things, because of certain people, you know. It's like because they tell you something and then they completely told you something else, you know. And that's why Basil been there in that situations with me. He goes, no, don't worry about it. You can just be here with me. You know, it's like, and that's all like, I'm like, okay, cool. And like me and Basil have like taking clips like for like MLW, you know, like I've taken clips like right next to Basil and like
when I was like, no, you come up here with me, dude. Like I was like, I remember I saw, and like really quick, not to sidetrack, but like the venting thing, like Trent, honestly, he's there for me. Like we all need that one person that we can trust. Trent has been. Shut the fuck up! I hate you.
I didn't do anything.
You did your No, but for real, like you have to have that. Obviously, we all get frustrated. Like
in any entertainment, there's lies, there's cheating, there's stealing from you.
You have to have a way to vent it, but you have to vent it in a healthy manner, so it won't get you in trouble. You have to do it with someone that you trust.
Yeah.
And Trent has been there for that person for me, and I've been there for you guys. Like. It's the circle of life.
Yeah.
No, but for real.
I'll tell you what. Look at this. I want to show you. I want to share something with everybody watching visually too. This is what, if you do this business right, this is what it gets you. Look at this. I want to show you guys. This is how it's respectful. Check this out. Look at this. Wrestling Unicorns Twitter, 15,000 views, like we said, 15,000 followers. Right. Look at this. Instagram, 19.3 thousand. Facebook, where's that? There I go. 7,100. You know, none of this is bought. None of this is fucking bullshit. This is all organic by actually doing the job. Look at how many tweets. 97,000, almost 98,000 tweets you guys have put out of clips.
Is that what Twitter looks content. Like without dark mode? I have not seen Twitter without dark mode.
I'm not signed into it. That's why.
I was about to say, I was like, why is this so bright? My face, like I have to readjust my white balance. I was like, Jesus.
But look at this, 12,787 posts.
That's insane. I have like
all
600 guys.
But
you
think
guys
about
have
this.
13,000.
13,000 posts of different wrestlers and their tags and their promotions
Click
tags.
click on that middle one right there. Just click on it.
Oh, I'm not signed in. I just pulled it up directly. You got to be signed in. I just pulled it on Google.
But if you click on those posts, like, hold on.
I'll just share it. You sign it. I've never signed in on the computer.
I'm always logged in on all my socials.
And speaking of Techno Prisoners 2016, look at how crazy this card was. Look at all the names on this, man. Fuck, Pentagon, Phoenix, Juice Robinson, Donovan Dijak, Silas Young. My God. And then Dez, his first one here.
But here, yeah, hold on.
Crazy show. Anyway.
I'll screen share and I just need to get.
But that's what that's what it gets you. That's what organic truth, honor, and doing it the right way in any business gets you that kind of growth.
Here, I'm screen sharing right now. If you wanna pull it up for me.
There we go.
Okay, so like, for example, we'll click on this one right here. Look at this, guys. Tags the wrestler, tags his opponent, has a hashtag for the company, has the company tagged.
Yes.
Has something with beer. I don't know. Has Raw to get some extra viewage because this happened a couple hours ago.
Yeah.
Tags fight, has their promo code on there because they gotta support the boys. They need to make some money. They want to watch some wrestling. And tagged and put the website. You know what I mean? It's like, look at this. It's not hard. It doesn't, I'll completely change promotion. Here's some GCW stuff or whatever. But
and how many wrestlers don't even do this? They don't even put the fucking hashtag.
And look at this.
In their
says
shit,
the move right here.
Wow.
Has the wrestlers who are involved, sponsors, the type of block that was involved, Fight Forever, tagged all the sponsors for that. Everything. It's just, it's not. Guys, they're not posting this for their own self-fulfillment. They're posting this for the company. They're posting this for the wrestlers. Like, it's not hard. It's just, you just do it.
Exactly.
Like, the camera looks nice now, guys. I gotta say, it looks really good, especially on the computer.
Look, we got some more use action over here. I'm biased on the use shit. I don't care.
Yeah.
But like, you know what I mean? Like, it gets the wrestlers, and then I'm sure they share it and they put it on their story, and then they come back to your guys' profile.
Yeah.
That's what, like, it's not hard to tag any, like, you just go something simple like this. Just, there's a bunch of tags, you have tags here, all that stuff, guys. Tag the wrestler, do all that stuff because they share, and then people know what your names are.
Yeah.
And like, that's all it takes. It's not hard. It's just, it's easy once you get used to it. Yeah, at first it might take, sure, it takes you an extra 30 seconds to post that clip, but you're not gonna lose anything in those 30 seconds to a minute.
Yeah.
So you're gonna gain way more.
Exactly, and that's why we do it. It's like, that's why I always tell him, like with the clips, it's like, he's one, like, honestly, he's one of the few, like, honestly, the only person that he knows, like, how I like my clips. It's like how, like, certain angles, certain lighting, certain ways I like my clips. Like, he knows it, and that's the reason why so many people have said, I want to join you guys, but then I tell him, like, I'm sorry, you can't, because he's the only one that knows it. Like, he went, like, he sees all my clips. He knows the style. He knows everything that I like, and that's the reason why I trust him.
That's a good question. How many people have asked to join you guys now since all doing this?
Like,
I bet it happens a lot, right?
One time, like, I remember someone, like, we seen in wrestling shows. I don't want to, like, put him on blast, but, like, he's a photographer. He sent me his resume. He told me his resume.
Oh, shit. Basil knows.
Why you get out me like this right now?
It wasn't even you. It was a photographer. He sent me a resume. He goes, hey, like, I want to do this, I want to do that, but the thing is, like, I can't travel here, I can't travel there. Like, I was like, no, I was like, I'm sorry, but, like, I can't accept you because, like, I have my brother. I was like, my brother's the only person that knows this. I'm like, yeah, it's cool that you have a camera, it's cool, you this and that, but I'm like, no, can't join. It's like, yeah, like, you can be a unicorn, but the thing is, you can't be the official unicorns because there's only two of us. Like, there's my friends, like, they're like, oh yeah, I'm the third unicorn. Yeah, you are. But you are the honorary member. you know. But the thing is, like, the people who put the work, the people who bust their asses, it's me and him. You know, it's like a lot of people don't know that. You know, a lot of people think, oh no, it's like that's so easy. Like I can take clips. No, it's like even Basil can tell you. You know, Basil, like photography and like everything you do, like it takes certain art. You know, it takes time and patience to find the way you like your stuff. You know, and people don't see it that way. People like, oh,
the thing that you have to be selfish with is your career. Like that's the part that you have to be selfish with. Like selfless with your work, but selfish with your career to make, because you can't. It's easy to jump on a success. It's very easy.
I'm
to
sure
jump
a lot
on
of people want to do that. Oh, I could take it with my phone too. It's not hard and whatever. I'll take it with my phone.
Yeah, and he have heard people saying it like, oh, they're like, oh my god, I can take a clip. I'm like, no, like you need your stabilizer. You need your phone a certain way. Like your camera has to be a certain way too.
Yeah.
To be able to do the same thing as people. You know, like
what I love is that you never record a video like this.
Oh my god.
I used to, but then
I know you used to.
You know, and that's the reason why. It's like a lot of people now see us and they're like, oh, I can do that, or like they're on social media, like basically telling, oh, book me. No, it's like I get it. You want people to book you, but the thing is, people are not gonna hit you up. You need to be humble. You need to message them like, hey, like, how can I help you? You know, like I can do this and this and this and that. It's like, let me see like my skills. You know, like prove me. You know, like let me prove you that both those are worthy. You know, it's like we treat every promotion the same. You know, like no matter if you're the lowest indie or the highest indie possible. You know, like we treat everybody the same way. You know, it's like that was how like my dad has taught us to treat everybody with respect, no matter in what position you are in the business, or like if you're in the dark match. You know, like we treat you the same way we treat everybody else. But the thing is, like if you treat us crappy, we will kind of like be away from you. Like no, like we're not gonna like have that negativity. But the thing is, we're still gonna be nice to you. You know?
Is there anybody who you guys will now refuse to take a clip up because you're like, oh fuck this guy, he was rude to me?
There's a couple of guys. You know,
really? Yeah.
Yeah, there's a couple. Yeah, there's a couple that they send us messages like, hey, don't record us.
Really?
They don't want the promotion?
No, they don't.
They tell us like, hey, don't do this when I'm here. Don't do that when I'm here. Don't do this.
Wow.
Yeah. So we got messages before like that. He always told me like, hey, just be aware from these individuals. They don't want to be recorded and stuff. Like, all right, cool.
Yeah. And we totally get, you know, like, and that's what like,
interesting.
And that's the reason why I told him, I was like, okay, like if you don't want to, don't worry. We're not gonna record you. We're not gonna give you the publicity. Don't worry. You know, like we're gonna respect your wishes. You know, like we're gonna
of course.
That's all. You know, and that's the reason why. But then, like a lot of guys always tell me, like, hey, like I'm gonna do a 630 with a flip to the outside, and then I'm gonna do a hurricanrana. Like, make sure that you're there. I was like, I got you. You know, like we're there. You know, it's like, and that's why it's like it's so cool when a guy just like grabs me or like grabs him. He goes, hey, like, can you tell your brother that I'm gonna do this and that, this and this, and make sure that he capture it from this angle. You know, and like he tells me, and I'm like, okay, cool. Like I'm gonna capture it however he wants. You know, like if you're nice and respectful to us and tells us how you want a certain clip, we'll do it. You know, it's like we want to keep on doing this. You know, so we listen. You know, it's like if a promoter wants 5 clips, we give them 5 clips of each match. If a promoter wants unlimited clips, we'll give all the fucking clips. You know, but it all depends on the promoter or on the wrestler. You know, it's like they tell us, and boom, we'll do it for them. You know, but the thing is, like, you have to be respectful. Don't be a jerk. You know, it's like nobody
likes a jerk. Nobody likes a jerk. So be nice to these guys. They've done so much for so many people in the scene, not just Chicago, but everywhere. So I'm so proud of you guys, man. I want you guys to get. So let's plug you guys' stuff right now. Let's get that, and because we like to keep the show about an hour. So let's start wrapping up. Let's get the plugs in. I want to pull up the website because you guys do have your own website. So let me pull this up. Hang on a second. I'm going to share the screen. Here we go. Here's the website. Boom. WrestlingUnicorns.org.
Yeah, .org. Because
.org.
I was taken.
Oh, .com was taken? Are you serious? I want to call attention. Look at all look at all the merch under the merch section. Look at all these different unicorns. All these logos. Who did the logos for you guys?
So the original logo,
Mhm.
it was this one guy named Jonathan. He doesn't do logo no more because he has a heart condition now and he retired from logos. The Starbucks was somebody.
That's Devin.
Yeah, Devin. Yes.
That's the guy who
Devin
designed
did that one?
Yeah, Devin. So I recommended Devin to Martine.
Because Devin did our logo too.
Devin did our logo. Devin also did the redesign of the Beezy logo. Because remember how I just had the BM, and I was like, I want to make it more wrestling theme, and then that's
cool.
the logo I've been running with. So
what about the Dunkin' Donuts? I like the Dunkin' Donuts one. That was my favorite one.
You loved it. He's a big Dunkin' Donuts fan. So
it was a guy, like a random guy, and like he messaged me about like if I wanted a design. He gave me the design. So
cool.
Shout out to him. I forgot his name. And then with and then all of that one,
ECW one, yeah,
the ECW one, the WCW Nitro one, the Four Horsemen one, the Attitude Era one, the NWA, the NWA.
NBA one, yeah.
NBA.
What's this one though? What's the circle one? What's that a parody of?
Honestly, that one he randomly just made it. Yeah, he told me, he goes, hey, do you want a random, like, just adding a random logo in there? I was like, do it. He retired too. He lost eyesight from his right eye. So, like, now he doesn't do any more designs. So, like, my designs are from him.
Yeah.
It was his name is Alex. He just retired, like, recently from doing logos. And, like, I'm honored that he was able to do our logos before, like, he stopped doing logos. So
that's awesome. So yeah, you guys can get a T-shirt. There's pins of Wrestling with Unicorns and Two Heels and a Face around here too. All the clips. You guys are uploading all the clips here too, right on the main page.
So what happened was that like I've been trying to like all the page, like the whole page is not like updated. Chris from Two Heels and the Face, he has access to the website. Okay. And we haven't talked about fixing the website. We just go straight to the shirts and people just the shirts. And then like I get a bunch of like random messages from there.
But in the meantime, people can go to the Twitter, which is W_W_unicorns, right? Instagram is just Wrestling with Unicorns. Facebook. And then Facebook Wrestling with Unicorns. So yeah, I mean, you guys are everywhere. You guys are everywhere. You can definitely find these guys. I mean, all the clips you guys pretty much start getting clips like the next day after a show, right? Pretty much you're at home and just boom, knocking them out, just flying the next day.
I try my best, like upload like a lot of clips, but the thing is like I don't want to like spam people's pages, so I take time. Like I take like certain times. I get myself like a bathroom break, like I get up for a bathroom break. And I'm like, okay, cool. I'm gonna take a clip, and then like I go eat. I'm like, okay, cool. Like people are taking the rest from the clips. So I'm gonna do this and that, and then like I walk back in. I'm like, okay, clips, and then like I check my messenger. I'm like, oh, okay, cool, clip. So I take like time to upload the clips, but like lately we have like so many people asking me like, hey, like can you like upload more clips? Like can you upload? Sorry, that's my cat. She's like, upload clips, So that's why I've been uploading more often. Like I even upload like before I go to sleep, so like I can have something overnight, so people can see overnight.
Especially the overseas people, like in England and stuff, they'll say that when you put it up at night, you start seeing all those ones from the UK come in. I've noticed that with any kind of posting, especially wrestling fans in the UK, they're getting in the morning, so you wake up and you get all the notifications from overseas the next day, which is great.
So that's the reason why I do that, because in our site on Instagram, it tells us that we have a decent amount of people from the UK, so that's why I upload them, because like I know that they're gonna check them out, and then I wake up and I have like a bunch of notifications and stuff. So that's why it's like I always try my best to upload clips as much as I can. Like right now, once we're done, like I'm gonna start uploading more clips, and then I'm gonna like upload clips from GCW. So like I mix it up so people can have like different tastes of different wrestling.
Yeah.
So like you don't have to like just see one certain kind of wrestling. Like you can see like different kinds. So that's what I try my best to do.
That's awesome, guys. So yeah, do you guys you both have individual Twitters too, right? Do you want to plug those real quick too?
I don't have a Twitter no more. I deleted that one. I only check my wrestling unicorn one.
So that's the main. Let's just go to that one. Just I put on the screen too, guys. It's W_unicorn. So that's pretty much, you start there. All the links are going to be there, right?
Right there, yeah. We have a link tree, so like you can press any.
There we go.
Press the link tree. The link tree, like it's gonna take you to all the different options of Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and the website. So like you can just check us out there. Honestly, like if you get merch, you know, it's like I see who buys the merch, because like I'm the one that I basically put all the orders. You know, like I see who like orders a shirt, and like if I know who you are, like I send you a private message. I'm like, hey, thank you for the support. You know, and you know, like I appreciate it, and my brother appreciated it. Like, thank you. So like if I know who you are, but just like randomly, like people buy shirts, and like I've never heard who you are. You know, it's like thank you. You know, like thank you too. But I'm like, unfortunately, I don't know who you are. So
my one of my co-hosts on my Impact podcast on Total Nonstop Impact, Alicia, she was wearing a Wrestling with Unicorns t-shirt one day, and I was like, where'd you get that shirt? And she's like, oh, I think she ordered it. She ordered from them. And I'm like, that's with my friends, Wrestling Unicorns. She's like, oh, I love these guys. Yeah, she's Alicia B. Cakey on Twitter. So she's like big fans of you guys. But she had the original t-shirt. I was like, oh shit. I was like, those are my guys. She's like,
we have stars here.
And man. She lives in New Jersey. So I think she sees you at GCW and stuff. So she's seen you guys there.
Yeah, like that name sounds so familiar, but like I can't click with the person's image. Like
with the name.
You'll probably know once you see, if you see her. But you guys I'm telling you, man, you guys have made waves in just a couple of short years. I think there's nobody in indie wrestling who does not know the name Wrestling with Unicorns. I think it stands out. I think everybody is unique enough that everybody remembers it. They know what you've done for the business. The numbers keep growing. I'm super proud of you as your friend, as the coworker at AEW, as just somebody who's gone to become. I mean, aside from wrestling, we're close friends, all of us, and I'm so proud of you guys for doing what you've done. It's great.
Thank you, man. It's like it's been a long journey. Like I told him all the time, like it was like it's been a long journey. And like lately, we've been traveling a lot. You know, it's like and like now going to Texas. You know, like now a lot of people in Texas know who we are. You know, it's like I've been getting messages from people like a bunch of more from Texas. You know, it's like we're basically like I don't want to say like we're taking over like different areas. You know, but like we are basically taking over like different regions of the country. You know, it's like in the Midwest is our thing. You know, it's like, and then like we went to the East Coast and we are conquering that too. You know, like, and then we went to Texas, we're conquering that area. It's like we're trying our best to expand ourselves in different areas so like people can like see Wrestling Unicorns. You know, like we want people see Wrestling Unicorns and think about like the positivity that we cause. You know, like help people. Like that's the point of this. You know, like of us helping them. You know, and us basically enjoying the ride with them too. You know, it's
very
like
cool.
Something that, like I'm very appreciative.
What's the next appearance? What's the next appearance going to be?
The next appearance, so I have one on next week, Gali Lucha Libre. You can watch the show next week on luchatv.com. And then we have I'm going to North Carolina on February the 27th, but the show's on February the 28th. It's called First Time Ever. And
okay.
And they're gonna be the show's gonna be available on Title Match. And after that, the following week we're going to a GCW in AC. We're gonna do the doubleheader. They have Hydra Wrestling at 1, 12, 1, and then they have right next to it, like they have Gamer Change Wrestling. And then right now we're trying to figure out our Mania schedules. Right now we're gonna be in WrestleMania weekend, so we're just trying to. So.
Awesome, man! You guys are fucking busy, man. This is incredible.
They're nonstop, man.
Unbelievable.
They care
man.
about this shit. That's why
so
you can
cool.
see it. You can see it. It's their work ethic is unmatched.
Amazing.
Their passion is unmatched, and it's paid off for them. And now, like, they're essentially a household name especially when it comes to indie
For
wrestling.
indies, no doubt.
Their cat doesn't give a fuck.
Their
Sticking
cat
up
does
the
not give a
tits.
fuck at all.
He's like, yeah, look at I'm here.
Can I be an honor? Can you guys make me honorary unicorn? I'm not gonna try to be part of the main group. I just want to be an honorary one. That's all. I do have a pin. I got a pin. You gave me a pin.
You know who you can be like? Remember when DX had like an Hornswoggle?
Oh my God! Come on. You know, I bring these guys.
Hornswoggle.
Basil, I make these guys. I bring them up. I give them the break. I bring them on the show. I put them over every day, and I get to be fucking Hornswoggle. That's why I can't even be. I can't be the main guy. I gotta be Hornswoggle.
It can be like Hornswoggle and DX.
I'm not gonna forget that. Hey, don't forget to hook you up with all those discounts on DVDs. Full price from now on from Hornswoggle. All right,
amazing.
Hang on. We're gonna get our plugs in. We're gonna go off the air. Then you guys just hang out with us for a minute. Let's get our plugs in here. But guys, check them out. All their plugs are there. Go start at the Twitter and just go from there. All the links to everything else is on the Twitter and then Instagram as well. Follow them. It's literally, if you guys are not able to watch indies, if you're not able to keep up with the indies, this is the perfect way to keep up. It's clips. It's no spoilers. It's great clips. And it's exposure to talents that are pretty much going to be on TV very, very soon. Like, they see them first. So they plug them. It's a great way if you're like, I just want to get into indies from a different area. Start with Wrestling Unicorns, see who's out there, get a little taste of them, and then start following those accounts and then go from there. So perfect way to start. But Baz, let's get our plugs in here. Where can the people follow you?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at BZ. That's a B, 2 E's, 4 Z's, and a Y. I guess now you can find photos on AEW social media. That's AEW on Twitter, and then All Elite Wrestling on Instagram, and then the website allelitewrestling.com. And where could they find you, Trent?
Guys, you can get me at Transberry over on Twitter. Also, I do the Total Nonstop Impact podcast several hundred times a week, it seems like. But that's tomorrow night. We do the
I hit up
show.
Trent, and I'm like, yo, what are you doing? He's like, oh, I'm recording the episode number 86 for the week. And it's like Tuesday.
We do the post show for Impact on Access TV every Tuesday, so check that out, guys, at We Talk Impact on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. This show available on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram at the BSB Show. So type in the BSB Show Twitter, Facebook, and Twitch. Actually, on Instagram, it's the Backstage Boys Pod because some bastard took the BSB Show on Instagram. So fuck that guy because he never uses it either. He never fucking uses it, and it's a baseball pod account, which is bullshit. Anyway. But you can find the audio version of this show wherever audio is found: Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, Spotify, Pandora, Amazon. Rate, review, subscribe, guys. Take it on the go with you. We are video on YouTube as well as Twitch. Just type in the Backstage Boys Podcast on Google. Honestly, all the links come right up, and you guys can follow the show. And then ProWrestlingTees.com/the Backstage Boys. You can get our brand new t-shirt, which is this artwork up here, the comic book logo, which is done by Juan of the Dead, probably the best wrestling artist out there right now. So
love Juan.
Juan's awesome.
You guys need a Wrestling with Unicorns design made by Juan.
Yes, get one made by Juan. He's awesome.
He would knock it out of the park for you guys.
Yeah. So guys, give us a follow. Keep up with us. Next week, I think referee Nate Speckman is coming back to talk with us about Limitless Wrestling.
Yes, sir.
What he's been up to. So Nate's got his chair back on next week, so he'll be hanging out. So join us every Monday. We go live pretty much during Raw. So if you're not watching Raw,
it really depends on my work schedule.
Yeah.
So it's either going to be 7 o'clock. It's like 6 or 7 o'clock or 9 o'clock, whatever.
Yeah, it's during the Raw hours.
It's to prevent you guys from being mind-numbingly bored.
Yes, pretty much. So check it out, guys. Every Monday we do a lot. So again, next week is referee Nate Speckman to talk about Limitless Wrestling. He'll be hanging out with us, and then we'll take it from there. Then more guests to be announced. Basil, I think you'll be out after that, right? You'll be out the following week. Are you out the following week or no?
Whatever. No, I'll be able to do a podcast from the hotel because that's the week. I'm gonna be home until the week after the weekend after Revolution. I'll still be in Florida, but I'll be able to podcast from there. We'll figure out something.
Perfect. All right. Either way, guys, we'll be around. So give us a follow, the BSB Show on Twitter. All the links are from there, and then you can catch the show, like I said, every Monday night on twitch.tv/the BSB Show. All right, guys. Have a great week. Stay warm. If you can see behind me, Chicago is literally in a snow globe. Like we are dying here in
So
Chicago.
bad.
It's
So
terrible.
bad.
But stay warm wherever you. I think the whole country is in a slow globe right now. So
Except Florida.
except Florida, they're breezing through
The
it.
COVID is keeping them warm.
COVID's down in Florida. They got sunlight. I don't know what something is going on correctly in Florida right now. So I don't know what it is.
Things we never thought we'd say in 2021.
For real, Florida's like killing it right now in a good way. So
Literally
guys,
killing it.
it's amazing. All right, guys, stay warm. We'll talk to you next week. Have a great week, everybody. Good night. Go ahead, Basil. Sorry.
How dare you? How dare you?
I totally bought.
82 episodes, like 2 years of this bullshit, and you can't get my fucking cue right?
Let's try it again. Ready? All right, guys. Have a great week, everybody. Stay warm out there, and we'll talk to you next week.
Fuck you, Hornswoggle. Bye.